here. Let's talk some Torah. This is Parshat Vayigash, and Vayigash has so much in it. It is the moment of reuniting, truly reuniting, for Joseph and his brothers. And that moment is a long time in coming. It's as if the entire Torah until this point has been leading us to the moment where they would be tested, all of them, and maybe even all of us. What is it to have gone through life with mistrust throughout, inherited trauma through your DNA, generation after generation, believing that there's only so much love to be handed down, and then eventually to be in this moment where the youngest brother who was hurt, he was oblivious about his impact on others, but his brothers hurt him. And he went through life's journey just being thrown down over and over again until miraculously, and there's no other word for it, it was a miraculous ascent to Pharaoh's court, to being the second in charge of Egypt, to truly saving the world from a global famine. This is language that we would use today, but it can't be based on dreams being interpreted. It has to be on our deciding that those dreams that are ancient are worth renewing, are worth tending to. We don't need to interpret them. We need to apply them. We need to reclaim them. But what is it to be Joseph, to be the pivot point for this entire story? To test your brothers again, to see if they would perpetrate the same kind of cruelty on their youngest brother, this time Benjamin, only to see that they've changed, that they have grieved the loss of you. To see in Joseph, because they are both children of Rachel, to see in Benjamin's face a reflection of Joseph's own, but perhaps without the ravages of misfortune. What is it then to be standing in this very vulnerable place where you can barely hold back all of the crying, those healing tears that you haven't let out for decades, and then to have your older brother, Judah, come close? That's where this parsha begins. That's what it's named for. Listen to the Hebrew of the very first verse of this parsha. VAYIGASH elav Yehuda. And that's enough. And Judah came close to Joseph. How brave Judah must have been. He didn't know that he was approaching his long-lost brother, but how much braver he would have had to have been to approach Joseph. It's one thing to know that you're in the presence of royalty and to approach gingerly and with reverence. It's another thing to believe that your long-lost brother, who you think you had a hand in killing, is right before you. You're going to be held to account. He doesn't know that. And yet he shows enormous bravery, coming close, engaging in proximity. And as the great civil rights leader today, Brian Stevenson, says, proximity is power. Only through coming close can we understand, can we know what it is that the other needs. Only through coming close can I actually serve my purpose in the world. It takes enormous bravery to come close to the problems. So, Vayigash elav Yehuda, Judah came close to him. Vayomer bi Adoni, please, my Lord. Yidaberna avdecha davar beozdei Adoni, let your servant say something in your ears. V'al yichar apcha be'avdecha, and don't be mad. Don't be mad with your servant. Ki chamocha keparo, for you are like Paro, you're like Pharaoh. He approaches with incredible language, but he's still coming close. And imagine all of the moments of cinema or shows where someone in charge, someone very scary, is being approached by someone who's very vulnerable. That moment doesn't always go well. Adoni sha'al et avadav lemor. Your master asked me, saying, Hayesh lachem av v'ach, do you have a father or brother? You wanted to know who we were, so we told you. Now I'm coming close to you. It's as if the Torah is positioning Judah to know more than he really knows. I'm going to come close to you. and touch all of those emotional buttons by sharing who we are with you very close. And ultimately, when Judah recounts this story, I'm going to tell you what happens. I'm just scrolling on my screen. Judah's story continues by saying, what if we give up our youngest brother? Again, our father won't be able to take it. And then the next chapter begins with what is the most emotional verse in the Torah, maybe. V'lo yachol Yosef lihitapek. He couldn't hold it in anymore. What gave Joseph permission to release it? What triggered his final relinquishing of the illusion of control so that those healing tears could pour down his face, so that he could reunite with his brothers after so long? Closeness. Closeness. And I want to share with you, friends, that given that we've been doing this for so long, this is our 701st broadcast. We began these when we could not come close to each other, where we were grieving distance. Now we have the chance to be close to each other again, mindfully, safely. And yet we also find each other in this way. And I want to give you that blessing, to know that all these beautiful souls, as Linda called us long ago, kind souls, all of us find each other here every day. That's a very, very precious gift. We bring our whole story. We've carried it the whole time together. And we offer it with gentleness, with love, with kindness. And we've watched each other as much as we can through these very strange portals. We've watched each other grow. Rabbi Cantor Risa is sharing that Joseph has noticed how his brothers have grown and matured. I imagine that he has a little bit more self-awareness than he did before. The gift of all of this is felt, I think, very deeply by people like you and me, to be close to each other. So I want to bless you with closeness, the closeness that can unlock healing tears. It's a very, very special present. Hanukkah's over, but the gifts keep coming. May you feel near to others. May that proximity unlock things that need to be unlocked, inside and out. May we find each other again. What a blessing to have each morning together. Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Bless you all, friends. See you tomorrow. Have a good day.